In the 29th minute, when the score was still 0-0, the Chelsea players organized a quick counterattack. Enzo Fernandez had a standard long-run ball just for Nicholas Jackson to run away. Villarreal's ex-star escaped at full speed, then for some reason he started holding back, and then even after trying to fool Ortega's goalkeeper, Jackson made a confusing decision to give Cole Palmer the reverse and then end the situation that was supposed to be a goal for Chelsea. It wasn't a shot from Jackson. And for that bad moment alone, it must have been enough for you to guess who's the ultimate winner. Man City, with the heart of a king who was deeply wounded after his fall against Real Madrid, was able to step on his pain and get up and go on. Contrary to Jackson's miserable image, Bernardo Silva knew how to correct himself from being a hero to helping Man City win. Get a ticket to the FA Cup final for the second time in a row. It's unclear whether it's a physical problem after more than 120 minutes of fighting Real Madrid a few days ago, or a fear that Chelsea's strength is always rising before the big guys. Man City isn't getting into the intense battle as usual. But it's clear that Man City's players are exhausted both mentally and energetically after being defeated by Real Madrid in the Champions League. The Premier League king even overtaken by Chelsea in the number of dangerous opportunities, most unfortunately Jackson's in the 29th minute, but the Blues' dominant opponent has blurred it in a confusing way. It was only in the 84th minute, after the match with Kevin De Bruyne, that Belgian star Jeremy Doku reached the inside. Petrovic dropped the obstructor, but the ball was still in the back. And Bernardo Silva was finally there to put the ball into the net. It was also the only goal of the match. The representative from London was unable to make a surprise to the concentration of players on the side of Man City and left the ticket to play the FA Cup final in the hands of Manchester Blue. So the Citizen has a second season in a row in the oldest league finals in the world. Their opponent is more likely to be the noisy neighbour Manchester United like last season. Because in the remaining semi-finals Man United only have to face Coventry in the EFL Championship. Obviously, with only one goal away victory, Man City hasn't been able to meet the fans' expectations of an outbreak of anger after a painful fall in the Champions League. But the game still leaves a lot of highlights that come mainly from the human element. Exactly, Bernardo Silva was the first name to be mentioned most frequently. The image of Pep Guardiola hugging his pet after the game must have moved many of Man City's fans. It was Silva who was guilty the other day when the penalty kick led to Man City's defeat against Real Madrid. The Portuguese star has become the focus of criticism and Pep Guardiola has been infected. On social networks, fans say Pep made a big mistake. He let a player with a psychological fear or, in other words, instability perform one of the crucial tasks that required him to have a steel spirit. But the former Barca captain didn't blame Silva. On the contrary, he put his absolute trust in the former star of Monaco so that now, after taking the role of a direct hero to bring victory to Man City, the two masters have given each other a very tight hug as if they were shouting for a temporary consolation over the wave of wind. The last person to mention is Nicholas Jackson. Having a bad reputation for playing the penalty against Cole Palmer, the 23-year-old now makes the true blue crazy for missing an incredible chance. Well, remember that the first half was not over. And Man City was still somewhat down against Chelsea, and if Nicholas Jackson was a success, it would have been different. The indignation even made the half-green fans of London say that they own the most memorable table hunter in the history of the club. Although the final result was set, Man City became the first team to participate in the FA Cup finals. The chance to win a double domestic title to save the Citizens' not-so-successful season is clear. Now the Green can concentrate on the Premier League as well as wait for their opponents in the decisive battle at the FA Cup, which is a gift that Man City's leadership needs to make for their fans right now.